And trees do not grieve when their leaves fall to the ground, possibly. I don't know, can anyone verify that? Traveling travs, transrational blues. Come on. Many of us are beginning to celebrate this new life that is rising up from within. Dear Grace, I seen the sun shine through. Yeah, I'm coming home to you. Yeah, yeah, Grace, darling dear. I hoped I would find you here. Truly, I could not imagine how I could ever come to a place again in my life where I would be able to say these words. God is faithful. About 5 years ago, I got this message from the Holy Spirit. It said, I want you to go out past the point of no return. I want you to swim out into the ocean further than you know you can get back. Metaphorical ocean. You ever heard that quote? Unless we lose sight of the shore, we cannot discover new oceans. Oceans and mountains, nothing to be trifled with. Much respect for the whole process. I do not speak of any of this glibly, as Mike would say.
You know what to do.
I got this message to go out past the point of no return 5 years ago or so, and I was given these visions, these sustaining visions. When I was 25 years old, I sold all of my possessions, gave to the poor, and said, Jesus, take my life. I was married with a 1-year-old daughter at the time, and I truly believed that I was purchasing my children's inheritance. Now, conventionally speaking, that's a stupid fucking move, right? But it's the move that Jesus presented to me in the sacred texts that I was reading. Just 5 years ago, I had a vision surrounding my work life where it was like no matter what I did, I couldn't keep my airplane up in the air. My engines kept failing and I kept doing these crash landings. And I was doing everything as best as I could do. And I began informing my support network this last time where I had done just all that I knew to do. My boss at work, Feb, was acknowledging she said, you've always been good, Trapp, but man, you are really pushing it to new limits. But despite how hard I was pushing myself, I could not sustain myself in that work environment. And it was so frustrating, and I felt like such a failure. And also there were people in my life telling me I was a failure, telling me that I was a shame because I could not continue providing in that way. I had this vision that I was in an airplane and the engines were failing. I was piloting this airplane, the engines were failing, and I needed to find a place to set it down, to crash land in a sense, like a controlled landing. And in this vision, the Lord showed me this field. And he said, you can land it right there. And he said, that's the field that you purchased all those years ago. I want you to set it down right there and don't worry about it. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who finds a treasure buried in a field. And in his joy, he goes and sells all that he has so that he can buy that field. And he said, son, you are that man. You bought that field. You followed the instructions of Jesus. And now I'm revealing myself to you. Engines losing power, looking for a place to sit down. Man of the hour, tomorrow he wears that thorny crown. The sky will darken and the moon will bend our will. In the eye of the hurricane, you are always still. In the eye of the hurricane, you are always